What's up, gang? We're back at the Lethal Weapon 3 again. In this video, I want to focus on the outside of the cabinet. As you can see, I'll move this way. Hi, Willow. We have some pretty rough spots where we have missing wood on the sides. It's starting to fade. There's a lot of scratches and stuff. I'm going to show you what I do in this situation. There's not a lot of money in budget for this. We don't have any money to put new wood and then new art on. So for about 20-30 bucks, I'm going to show you what I was able to do, and there's a night and day difference. I did the front of the machine already to give you an example, so I want to show you what it looks like now. And the art on it is kind of faded. I mean, it's really faded. You can only see like one color on it basically, and there's no title logo down here at the bottom. So it took me, I want to say, about 3 hours with this. Okay, here's what it looks like today. So we got the logo all painted in, the badge here, and then I did touch up a little bit of the bullets, missing one color that I need for that. The badge, I guess, here. Some of that stuff up at the top I had to just kind of recreate. I didn't know what it looked like.
So basically, you just trace.
We just took the paint pens. I got a set of paint pens for like 20-30 bucks on Amazon. I can't remember exactly how much. And then I'm just painting over the all the faded artwork, and so it's, I mean, it's pretty easy as long as you have some kind of art talent.
No. You go over what he draws with a pen, all right? That's tracing.
So this is what I did in a few hours, and there, I can see a couple little spots I didn't touch up, and this gun needs it too. But I think it looks like $1 million bucks compared to what it looked like before.
Then just say it. You're a tracer. Your mother's a tracer!
And now you've seen the front there, I can show you on this side. The white here looks kind of yellowed. It's kind of like that in the pictures, but I can't tell if it's just bad resolution or not. But definitely here at the bottom, any of this loose wood here all along, I'm gonna super glue this down. Same with the head back here. There's some at the top that needs to be glued. And then once that is done gluing, then we'll come in and we'll touch up, well, probably before that, as you can see, there's a lot of grease around here. I'm gonna get it real clean first, because it's not very easy to paint on grease. But this isn't even the bad side. So if you want to see the bad side, hang on one second. And so here is the worst side. So it looks like almost all of the white has been, I don't know if it fell off or if it kind of looks like the side's been scraped really bad, which it has. But that white paint, I don't know why it came off on this side and not the other side. But we're gonna start on this side. I ordered extra white and black markers just for this. The orange looks pretty good, except for at the bottom. But we're gonna start here on this side and also do the head up here. But before we start, I'm gonna go ahead and add some wood glue or super glue or whatever I think we're gonna need here on these loose wood pieces, and clamp that down for a minute, and then we'll come back and start cleaning. So I've cleaned this corner section up here just so you guys can see the difference and what the paint looks like. It comes much cleaner, but to get all this grease and stuff off of here, this old grease, I need to use a magic eraser, and I'm not really putting much pressure on it. It's all coming off, but no matter what, you're gonna eat some of the paint off of there. But luckily, we have plenty of paint pens, and I ordered extra. So I'm just gonna continue like this and get some of this crud off of here, because there's no point in painting over crud. And here's a little better look at the missing white, basically. The yellow and the orange is still kind of there, but the white is totally gone. The red's not really there, it's just the orange and yellow underneath it. It's odd, I don't know. Unless one person with like a really bad nervous tick just peeled it all off one day. All right, I'm gonna continue cleaning on this and we'll pop back in here and there. I've cleaned this section right here up until the 3. I'm sure you can probably tell. The rest of it, the grease seems to be nicotine and dirt, possibly. There's definitely nicotine all over it because it's coming off yellow and orange. So I've got that clean, and then I've also cleaned mostly this up here. Ooh, I didn't know I was gonna have to come back so far. I want to go ahead and start on this part here. Oh, come on, not that way, that way. Right here. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this blue and then try to match this orange. I haven't tried to match the orange yet. Hopefully I have a good orange. But I'm gonna do this blue around this outside, but I'm gonna do this box right below their feet. And we'll see how that looks, and we'll probably do that together. I'm gonna go ahead and match that orange and then come back. All right, I've done a big portion of this orange. You just can't really tell. The only stuff I haven't got is this right here. So it's definitely gonna take a few coats. But we'll go ahead and finish this, and then we'll do the blue where you can see a little bit better difference. This almost looks like I actually have a kid's marker rather than a paint pen, but it'll get it after a couple coats. It looks better on this side than it did that side. But I got a set of paint pens off of Amazon. I'll show you in a second. They're all the way over there. It was, I think, like 20 bucks or 23 bucks, something like that, for one package of these wide tips like this one, and then one package of fine tips. And the fine tips actually have more colors in them, which there is several oranges, but this one was the only one that was dark enough. This one looks like it might be even with almost the darkest red or the darkest orange. It's got one that's like this color with red dots in it to make it look even darker. And I'll probably have to mimic that, because there's just no red in these oranges that I have. All right, almost there. So it's pretty easy. You don't have to have a whole lot of skill to use these. Like, I mean, you're basically just drawing over what somebody else has already drawn. And if I run my orange over into this blue, I can just come back with the blue and get it all even out. And then if I go the blue over the orange, then I can go with the orange over the blue again. That's how I did the other side until I got it right. It wasn't a whole lot of back and forth, but there was a few. Okay, so that's the orange. Let's see if we can even tell. Not really. You can kind of see where I just put that fresh pile on. Still got the yellow coming through. But let's look at the blue. It'll be much, much easier for you to see. And with these paint pens, every so often you want to shake them, because you're going to be drawing like this, like this, like this at different angles. And they basically have a wick on them where the paint soaks into the wick. So if you're holding it like this and this and this at all these different angles, all of your paint is going to wick right back out of the tip there. So just shake it. And then I take a little piece of paper like this, and then every so often I just wipe the tip off, because it'll get this the greasy dirt or nicotine. It'll actually get on your tip, and you'll start painting in streaks and dirty streaks. So that's not good. Let's try a little bit of blue. Wait, I'm gonna put this on here in this corner, and then I'm gonna wait just to make sure. It looks a little dark, but I think when it dries, it looks a little light on camera, and then after a couple hours, it looks really good. But let's just fill in this little corner down here, and then we'll come back and check on it just to make sure. My tip's drying out on this one too. much better. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much just tracing somebody else's stuff, so you don't need much skill. And then you, with the two colors, if you color outside of the lines, it's easily fixed. And I'll show you that whenever I end up doing it, because I know I will. All right, so let's let that dry. Make sure the blue is going to be close enough to what we're looking for. Now we don't want it to match this blue. This blue is not only faded from me scrubbing on it, it's also dirty and it has that stuff just ground in. So hopefully this will match this, and that's what I'm going for. And we'll be right back. All right, I'm taking a little break, or I took a little break. This orange over here, I could not get it to cover, and I don't know if we can see that, but it looks really dirty still. It doesn't really show up on camera, but it's also got some yellow or something showing through on it. So I started out with that lighter orange and covered it, and that actually covered the dirtiness. And then I came back over with my proper orange that I wanted on here. There's only just like a little section right here, but I was just testing it out, and I like this much better. It's gonna look much cleaner, and that's the orange that I'm gonna use all throughout. So I like that whole block there, orange. And then from here all the way around to here has been done in the blue. I'm gonna continue on here. So far I've just been taking the blue and then pinning across what doesn't have any blue. And then if there's really, really dirty blue, then I'll cover over it. So if you look real close, you can actually see where it really is just touch-up paint. I'm not painting the whole thing. But if you back off from it, well, you can see my clean spot really well there. If you back off from it, you can't really tell at all. It looks pretty much uniform. But what I'm doing here with this I'm not trying to do a paint job where everybody is like, oh my God, what a great, fantastic paint job. That's not at all what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is just paint this enough that you don't notice that it has all this wear. So you'll see this and see that the artwork's on it. Most of the time, unless you're gonna buy it, nobody's gonna stick their head right up on it. So this is just for the fact that you won't notice all of this wear that's all the way around it. So nobody's gonna give me a trophy for doing this touch-up paint, and if you get right up on it, it probably doesn't look perfect, but I mean, if you look at this doesn't look perfect either. So our choices are to sand it all off and fix the wood and lay new art on it, or hand paint it thin, or do this. So I chose this, and as you can see by the front, I think it looks great. And people are gonna see that way more than they're gonna see the sides of this at all. Like, this is gonna be, in between games and stuff. But let's go ahead. I wanna finish some more of this blue. I don't like the way my big blue pen is turning out. It's like kind of coming out watery. Oh, this is the wrong one. Whew, glad I looked. That was the light blue. What did I do with it? Here we go. Just want to do some more of this across here, and then we'll let it dry, and I'll show you what it looks like. Some of this here. There's a little spot right here where I kind of came into the blue. Just gonna take care of that. And this is the hardest part, is the right up against the edge. But I just do it in like little itty bitty parts. I don't trust myself to draw a straight line really far. But it's pretty simple. Paint pens are pretty cheap. And if you screw up, you can always hit it with a sander and start over. in worst case scenario, or buy art. But I have way too many games to buy art for. So we're just gonna hit them with a little paint pens. We're not trying to make games that are, you know, top dollar games. I'm just trying to get games that are working, look decent. Kind of like the kangaroo, which I thought we were going to get today, but it may get dropped off for all I know. All right, so now I've gone so long that my ink is starting to come out funny, and I have a little bit of chipped paint on the tip of my brush. Let's see. Let's see how it's got. Oh, there we go. A little crud on the end of it. So like I said, I just keep this little thing over here. Get that crud off, and then I can put the cap back on and shake it up real good. Because those little paint chips will keep, not only keep the paint from going on there, but if you go back over old paint, it'll just like scratch the paint off of there basically. Shake it up a little bit more. So I don't want to sit here and paint for hours for you guys. I know that's kind of boring. So I just wanted to show you like what technique I was using to do this, because several of my friends sent me messages. And if you're trying to get a hold of me on Facebook, don't bother, because I quit getting on there because I'm getting mauled by messages, which is normally okay, but I'm too busy right now. Okay, got more paint flakes on here. Once I can get this method down, then in the next video that we work on this, I'll show you the progress. Because this will probably take me 2 days to do this one side of the head, and then I don't know how long it's going to take me to do the side of this thing over here. It's going to take a while though. Hours anyway. I'm not putting it off for weeks and weeks and weeks. No, we're getting this done this week. Along with everything else. I've worked on I started working on and filming the video of the Centipede monitor, and I think I'm gonna have to order parts because I can't find what I need in my stash, but I still have several places to look. Unfortunately, none of my stuff is gathered all in one place. This will need to go over it again. You can tell there's too much of this old blue paint that's coming off, little flakes. So I think I'm going to give this color a break for a second before my tip dries out. There we go, that's a little better. A little refresher. Such is life. And I was smart enough, I could tell how this was going. I ordered 2 more packs of paint pens. And I already have a big pack of black and whites coming too. I could tell that was going to take extra. That's how this is going to go so far. So I will cut the camera here and I will keep painting, and we'll come back in a few and show you the progress. I'm going to try to get as much done on this video as possible. So I want you guys to see how much nicer it looks. I guess you see the front. The front of it is amazing compared to what it was, but it was just completely faded. There was nothing, there was nothing left at all. So let me go ahead and do some of this off camera. I'll do that rather than a big montage, Could be a really boring montage. I'll be right back. Okay, it's about 2 hours later, maybe 3 hours later. I didn't get a whole lot done. As you can see, I just got the orange down here. I got all of the blue, kind of all the way around up until up here, and then somewhere in here on this side. And then I had to start drawing the explosion over here and here, a little bit there. And then on the inside here, having to draw the yellow, and I outlined him in white so far. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a chore. This is just one side of the head, and we got the other side, which isn't as bad as this, and then still have to do this whole side and the other side. It's gonna be a labor of love, I tell you what. But it's looking better. It's looking like it actually has some paint on it rather than all skinned off. Haven't got enough of the backside and this top yet to make it really look like a lot less wear, but that's coming. But I gotta end this video at some point in time because I'm not even chiming in here and there. I had a big problem with the orange. I couldn't get it to even out, and it finally did. That was a mess. I thought I was gonna have to sand it off. But I think I just got one little more coat on it and it's gonna be okay. This here is gonna be all white, all in here, and then we're gonna have to go around all this little yellow bits and stuff. But I'm gonna end it here, and I will definitely post in the community tabs once I have better pictures, and we'll definitely be back to this one so you'll see what's going on with it. But thanks for watching. I don't know how interesting this was, but the machine is definitely looking a whole hell of a lot better, so I'm liking it. See you guys later. So these two right here are going to be ground and 5 volts. So what do we get here? Did I not turn the game on? I didn't turn the game on. I guess that would help. Hang on.
Here it is. A nice little trade. The person I traded got what they wanted. I got what I wanted. And a pretty good deal on it too. Super hang on. What I want.
That comes later.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on fire.
Whoa.
Lots of smoke.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching.
When you take care of people, people take care of you in this community.
That's the truth.
So everyone, please remember that. Even if we're competitors, we're not enemies.